Hello people, right, okay, Illumin. I'm just going to do a little bit of a talk through. I've got Izzy here, who is naturally Maltese, so she's got quite dark pigments in her hair. Not everyone with dark pigments has a lot of red in their hair, but yeah, basically we've lifted her up. She's been dyeing her hair dark brown for quite a long time, just to give it some shine and stuff. So what I've done is I have used powder and 20 vol, which is 6% in some countries, and I've lifted it up to this. It's kind of like a gingery red. It looks quite red on the camera, but it is like a gingery red, and her roots, if I just bend down, are now blonde. We're going to be using Illumin by Goldwell in the salon, which is, it has no peroxide, no ammonia, there's no skin testing required, and it's the best colour I've ever used. We're going to be using RR at all. We are going to be playing with Izzy's hair a lot. We've decided, we're both musicians and we've been talking about imagery on stage. The good thing about Illumin is you can really play with colour, and what we're going to use for Izzy, we're not going to use wigs like people like Nicki Minaj and other artists use. We're going to be using colour, and we've both decided on Illumin, haven't we?
Yes.
So today we're going to use RR at all. Now my word of advice for you is Illumin is a top coat. Always treat it as a top coat. You've got to make sure, like, you would never put red paint on a white wall because it wouldn't be a true colour to what you originally picked. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting on a colour first. Again, I am using Goldwell. I'm going to be using, to be quite honest, I just want to put some of the pigment back in. It's like pre-pigmentation in a way. So I'm going to be putting 7RK in her hair. Now 7RK, to be quite honest, it's quite a browny looking colour. It's nothing great. I think it's actually been discontinued now, but I've got it in the back anyway, so I'm going to be using 7RK. You can use other things, like you could use flat 7 if you wanted to. My advice is to use something like a 7RR or a 6RR or deeper, and you will get like quite a nice vibrancy of red. I'm going to be kind of like stopping and starting the video, so because otherwise you're going to get really bored, and I'm sure people that are watching this already know how to put colour on. So yeah, so the first stage is we're going to be putting the base colour on. Izzy's going to freak because when I put it on it's going to look dark again, and then when we wash it off, that's when you're going to start to see exactly what's actually occurring. So we're going to put it on roots, and we're going to leave it on for about 15 minutes, and I'm going to bring it through to the ends. Usually I would use colorants, the semi-permanent range of Goldwell, to freshen up the ends, but because I need a pure base to work from, I'm going to use permanent root to tip. So I'm going to put it on the roots, leave it develop for a little while, get rid of this kind of lovely, we're actually going to go blonde at some stage, but we're going to go gradual, and sorry, my puppy's barking at a dog outside. So we're going to cover up the blondie colour roots, flatten her off, make her an even base shape, and then we're going to be using RR at all afterwards. I'm going to talk you through step by step, but I will be pausing the video. So we shall see you in a few minutes, and yeah, see you soon. Here we go. Right, we've washed off the base colour. I've also used a product called Prepare, which Izzy didn't see me doing, but I was doing it at the basin. And basically that prepares the hair and turns the hair into basically good condition. I'm going to use layman's terms for it without getting too scientific. The colours come out like a perfect, can I just bend your head over? It's like a perfect base tone using the colours from Goldwell that I said I was going to use earlier. But because it's got such a pure, kind of like coppery base tone to it. Me and Izzy have been looking at the shade chart from Illumin, and what we've decided to do, instead of doing RR at all, we've decided to mix half KK with half RR. I think it's going to give, like, if I was to put RR on it, it'd be fine, but I just think she'd start looking a little bit almost like she's going to go on the front cover of a tattoo magazine, and I want it to be more like a fire more than kind of like a pillar box. So, which I love that kind of look, but I've been to college with Izzy, so I know how she looks on stage and stuff, so, and the clothes that she wears, and I think that we're using the KK, because we washed this off and we actually were considering using the KK all over, because we really like the copper tone now, but we're going to mix half and half, because she still has it in her head, she wants to go red. I feel like we want to try new things, so we're going to mix half KK and half RR. Okay, so these are the canisters from Lumen. They've just been repackaged and stuff, and they've got new tones. TQ is quite a cool one as well, but we might try that at some point, Izzy. Yeah, it's turquoise. But yeah, so anyway, you've got to use certain types of bowls with a Lumen. Goldwell, when you are purchasing a Lumen, Goldwell would tell you which bowls to use, which brushes. To be quite honest, they can kind of like melt gloves. Certain types of gloves, because of the chemicals that are actually in the product. That's not harmful to your hair, but it's just it's just one of the things that it reacts to with sort of certain types of latex and stuff. You can buy the gloves from Goldwell, but to be quite honest, if you're a qualified hairdresser, you work pretty quick at what you do. So I personally use latex. I'm sorry, Goldwell, but I do. It's more the colour that I'm finding amazing, not your type of gloves. So the bowls I would definitely recommend. Do not use other bowls, because they do have a tendency to make them go a funny whitey colour. You can't get it off then, and it looks quite unprofessional if you bring that out to the client afterwards. Also your combs and stuff. Use certain combs. I use a carbon comb, so it's like it doesn't do any damage to it. And just make sure that you protect your skin and make sure you protect your client's skin, because it stains like you would not believe. Now, when I'd done my Goldwell training, I was told not to put it on the actual root itself because it stains. To be quite honest, if the client wants a pure, real colour, you need to have this in the consultation. Explain to them that it's going to stain your scalp. It will come off, but I personally would prefer a true colour root to tip, so the client will have to just put up with a little bit of staining for a while on the scalp, and it will come off. Tell them not to use white towels at home, and do not use white towels in the salon. I usually wear a cape, like an apron, but for some reason my girls have tied it up in the salon and I can't find them, so I'm just going to be extra careful. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and mix up. So I'm going to use half KK and I'm going to use half RR. We're going to leave it on for about 30 to 35 minutes. The reason I'm saying that is I know it's meant to be 30, but the salon's fairly cold at the moment because we're still decorating in here. As you can see, there's a bit of raw wood and some wires hanging down. So our heating is on the blink at the moment, so I'm just going to leave it on for that little bit longer, just so that it can kind of like really absorb into the cuticle of the hair. And yeah, basically what we're going to do afterwards, take Izzy to the basin, we're going to shampoo, and then we're going to use a product called Lock. It's in exactly the same bottle with a silver lid. Somebody on YouTube said that it smells really horrible. I really love the smell of Lumen and I love the smell of Lock. And so do my girls, to be quite honest. So, but yeah, we're going to leave the Lock on for about 5 minutes. That locks the colour into the hair and it increases shine. I find it increases shine anyway. And then, well, we'll see you probably in about half an hour to 40 minutes. But you won't know that because I'm going to be kind of like stopping and starting. So anyway, yeah, signing off, and we'll see you soon. Yeah, see you, bye, Izzy. Hey, right, okay, we have finished everything. So this is, yeah, it looks kind of orangey in the light. It'll probably be alright on YouTube, but yeah,
it's red.
It's proper red. It's like Ariel red. Yeah, so I'm going to spin Izzy round so you can kind of see. But yeah, we've also given Izzy a fringe as well, yeah, because I just think it's going to work. So we've just been discussing makeup and what colours to wear with what and stuff like that. So, but yeah, the hair feels really good condition. We've locked it. I left the lock on for an extra 3 minutes because it's my shop and I can. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure the colour locks in fully with Izzy. But it's even root to tip. As I said, go back on the YouTube video. I used 7RK with a little bit of 8RR in there as well. Actually, I didn't mention that. and that was with 20 volt as her base after pre-lifting her roots and stuff. Don't waste the salon's best colour when you're about to do a lumen, because a lumen is your top coat. So, for example, a colour that I really love is 70R or 700 Max. That's probably my favourite one. I'm not going to use 700 Max and then use KK at all, because the salon's going to be short on that colour. We're going to be topping it up with a pure copper top coat anyway. So you want to add tone. You want to add like a reddy tone. I personally like adding a reddy tone with a hint of copper, because hair's naturally like that. So you don't actually get real red hair. It's always got a copper base. So if you're going to be putting RR over it anyway, and I've got to say, like, I like the RR mixed with the KK. It gives more of a brightness to the red. I think that if you just use the RR, it has a tendency to look a bit pink. Then it looks fake. It doesn't look realistic enough. And you've got to remember that gold and Ks reflect the sun, so you're going to get more of a shine with this type of hair colour mixture than you are if you were using a pure red, because sometimes red can go a little bit dull, but you won't get that if you mix a tiny bit of KK in with it. Anyway, this is Gary Bailey Hairdressing signing off. I think the subscribe button is somewhere down that area underneath where my puppy is. Or it could actually, maybe if it goes back to front, it could actually be over here. Yeah. But anyway, comment away. If you've got any questions about Illuma, guys, just send me a message. I'll always get a notification on my email and stuff, so I can reply to you as soon as I can. And yeah, have fun with Illumin, and yeah, try mixing the colours. You don't have to have, Illumin's going to kick my ass for this, but you haven't got to have the whole range of Illumin stocked in the salon. We don't stock green, but obviously you mix blue with yellow, what do you get? Green. So, you know, you don't need to buy every single colour. It's nice to have it on the shelf, but you don't need it all the time. But have fun. It's a great conditioning colour. As I said, no skin testing required. It's ammonia free, so it's peroxide free. It's fine on pregnant people. You know, I've actually done tips on children's ends in the school holidays, because by the time they're ready to go to school again, I can just nip them ends off, but it's not damaging to the hair, so it's parent friendly. Yeah, so anyway, signing off. Please message away, comment, subscribe, and we're signing off. So see you later. Bye.